The Minoans, a remarkable civilization that thrived on the island of Crete, flourished during the Bronze Age. They were a sophisticated and advanced society, with trade ties reaching as far as Egypt and Mycenaean Greece. They built magnificent palaces like the labyrinthine Knossos, leaving behind countless artifacts that continue to astound archaeologists to this day. One of the most intriguing mysteries of the Minoans lies in their script, known as Linear A, which has eluded decipherment for centuries. Adapted into Linear B for the Greek language, Linear A represents an unknown language and culture waiting to be unraveled. My own interest in this culture and their heritage all started when I was studying the Mycenaean Greek script, known as Linear B. I couldn't help but notice that it seemed ill-suited to accurately represent Greek. When encoded in Linear B, words became drastically different. Panta turned into pata, chalkos turned into kako, ego into eko, konossos into konosso, tolin into potorine, and guasileos into quasireu. It became clear that the original Cretan script, Linear A, must have been used for an entirely different language, one that shared striking similarities with an unlikely candidate to be spoken in this period and area, the Japanese language. Voiced and aspirated consonants, the lack of distinction between R and L sounds, and syllabic nature, these were just a few of the intriguing parallels I discovered. Could it be possible that these seemingly unrelated cultures were in fact one and the same? Astonishingly, evidence of a connection between the Minoans and Japan has been noted by scholars for over a century. Pioneering archaeologist Sir Arthur John Evans observed similarities between Minoan and ancient Japanese tombs and burial chambers. Later, linguist Emmett L. Bennett made remarkable comparisons between Japanese kana and the Minoan linear scripts. Furthermore, the Minoan civilization began to decline around 1450 BC, eventually being dominated by Mycenaean Greece. In Japan, however, the formation of a unique insular culture happened much later, around 1000 BC, with the arrival of the Yayoi people from the Korean peninsula. To deepen our understanding of these remarkable parallels, let us explore the similarities between the ancient Minoans and the Japanese people of antiquity, thanks to Hiro Kuroda's groundbreaking research shedding light on these connections. Both cultures were island dwellers, living close to volcanoes and experiencing seismic activity. The temperate climate, abundant water, and verdant landscapes created fertile ground for flourishing societies. Both the Minoans and the ancient Japanese were renowned seafarers, relying on fish and other maritime resources for sustenance and economic prosperity through trade. A remarkable similarity can be observed in their architectural designs. Minoan palaces like Knossos were labyrinthine, designed to confuse visitors. Similarly, Japanese castles were renowned for their maze-like structures meant to perplex strangers and foes. The artistic parallels are equally striking. Minoan urns, adorned with horizontal decorations, bear a resemblance to ancient Japanese Jomon pottery. Minoan frescoes depict scenes of people and animals reminiscent of traditional Japanese paintings and woodblock prints. The attire of young Minoan females with elaborate facial makeup and garments akin to kimonos echoes the aesthetics of Japan. Turning to mythology, the legend of the Minotaur is one of the best-known tales from the Minoan culture. The monstrous Minotaur, with the head of a bull, was born from a white bull gifted to King Minos by Poseidon to be sacrificed to him. Minos decided to keep the bull, however, which angered Poseidon and cursed Minos' wife Pasiphae to make love with the white bull, their offspring being confined in a labyrinth in the palace. Meanwhile, the Wa people from the Yunnan province in China, likely related to the ancestors of the Yamato people in Japan, perform a traditional dance that strangely parallels the Minotaur's birth, with a woman dancing provocatively and leaping over a white bull, who eventually couples with her. The mythology surrounding the Minotaur's conception and birth in Minoan Crete and the traditional dance both suggest deep-rooted connections. Now, let us explore the linguistic similarities between the Minoan and Japanese languages. Linear A, the enigmatic script of the Minoans, who called themselves Keftyu, shares many symbols with its later adaptation, Linear B. These symbols are believed to represent either a vowel or a syllable, also resembling the Japanese hiragana script. By careful examination of Linear A symbols and their phonetic representation, we can uncover a simple rule used by the Minoans. They selected short words and represented each word with a consistent sign. Many of these signs correlate with Japanese hiragana letters and correspond to short words in the Japanese language. For instance, as the most convincing example, the Minoan symbol for U closely resembles the Japanese hiragana sign with the same pronunciation. These fascinating parallels hint at the possibility that the people who invented Linear A spoke the Japanese language, or an ancient variant of it. Let us turn our attention to one of the most intriguing artifacts, the Phaistos Disc. Discovered in 1908 on the grounds of the Phaistos Palace, this circular clay disc bears writing in Cretan hieroglyphs. By comparing the pronunciation of Phaistos Disc symbols to Linear A, we can interpret the writing as Japanese. Let's first hear the original text with the reconstructed pronunciation, followed by its Japanese analog and English translation. Side A. Ique paierio etuque auditi, au aupi ique nuatus awaditique wabeno ique keriune, kuriate ique sodate yesotuti ique ranaqua, retue iwaduazo narioyoye, ique kuria, ique wawatera isvisana ique kuria, iwaduazo narioyoye, ique kuria, ique watarariwa kerio yuda kuriaque, ique paiena date, zo ukwa ique wawatera isui paie zo ukwa. 生き生えるゆえ、廃越へ、青父信じ合う死の睡眠が迎える、歯に入る、そのための書、地区へ。海福祉は、福を、淵との再会を信じよう。How the lake shines and brilliantly reflects. Now I enter the lake with an oar for punting. To reach Hades, the father I am to meet is the king, so let me believe in our reunion. 青きけなつ盛んな大狸白は下の毛利。Oh, the lake is deep blue at the height of summer. かじちへ川辺のかをてるね、か。キャレルねと感じて、かの地へ洞窟の川を蹴って進めば歯が清えていくね。I sense that as I punt through the cave river for the underworld and the lake moves out of sight. クリアていえそうだっていえそっち行けらなかとかうりや。いえそうだって、いえそっちよけとなかれて。Heave ho, now this way, now that, the cave meanders to my great misery. れていかどはぞなりうよれれよいけくりや。計略いかだがみがりもく、おいいよと、ちなうりや計略で。And the raft makes the cave resound. Heave ho brings back ho heave by a ruse on this lake. はが語らいし、そうかな。はかえりや気略で。The lake speaks. Oh, perhaps by a ruse on this lake. いかだがみかりもくおいいよと、けぐりや計略で。And the raft makes the cave resound. Heave ho brings back ho heave by a ruse on this lake. 幅の語りは、言葉をかけるよしだ。くらえ。These echoes are like a play on words, so heave and ho. 池は家なだてだな。池、荒くなんだって旦那。Go, quickly. What was that? Hey, mister. そうか、足が語らいし。はい、そうですか。I see, the lake speaks. Oh, is that so? Side B. Ique tuti waditite iraina pu. Kidwawa sa inequezina riutia. Paierisa soti paierio. Kiraize duati etute iriani tu. Wadwakwaye au e inetizitariu au sayeke terarisa ipewaye au nitino. Au no pa auditi. Ki au nitino. Wapina duati riute tiditi, tinariu eki au nitino. Pe cui re riuti ikete nati au pina duaditi. Atene no ha o minatsutsu kanjite shimai. Watching the lake of Athens, in a fit of emotion. Irai naku narai kito wa ka sakae nehe senariucha ya yu naze zetsubo sare, kou nasatta to wa kanukenai. Sonna riyuu da, nanko, yoyo suru no ka? You despaired and thus acted, what folly? That is the reason. Why allude to it now? Kaere sa sochi kaeru, kaere, sochi wa kaeru no da. Turn back, be on your way home. 嫌いぜとはチェって嫌につ。嫌いだぜとは黒い話で先になる。You hate it. It is a terrible story and brings me down. あとは早くアテネにてウォーミ、ウォーヒを得て。For the rest, ascend the throne in Athens without delay. 知っている、抑えて、語られさ、知っています。言葉に気をつけて話してください。I know, please be discreet when you speak. 池は家、会う日の地に会うのは、池、早く。互いの会う日、もちに会うから、会うあうかでは、Go in haste. We will meet again on a mutually congenial day. A reunion. 会う父しじ合う君会う日の地に会う偉大な父。信じよう。君と会う日、音に会うか。With great father, let me trust him. As he said, he would see me again on a mutually congenial day. カビナとは察する中で、その時、小さな人格様とは去よされるだろう。And then this small dragon will find solace. 信じて古をしなるゆえ君と会う日、おちに会い合う。信じて老夫はしなるゆえ君と会う日、おちに会うから。Trust an old father now like a bending branch. I will see you again on a mutually congenial day. きへきれる地き遠かなれた所だ。In the remotest of lands. いけてなし大きなとは吹き、かを出たが、これ以上は無理だ。夜くの大きなチンガリスコは、吹き、ふつに違いない。Now, outside the lake, I must stop here. That big dragon in the sky must be father in person. Through this interpretation, we uncover a remarkable narrative. Possibly a sequel to the legend of Theseus. Theseus, after slaying the Minotaur, returns to Greece to discover his father's tragic demise. He journeys to the legendary entrance to Hades, conversing with his father's spirit, all the while encountering symbols reminiscent of astronomical and mythological references. In conclusion, the connections between the ancient Minoans and the culture of Japan are astounding and thought-provoking. From shared cultural practices and architectural designs to parallels in art, mythology, and language, the possibility of a connection between these distant civilizations cannot be ignored. While much remains unknown, these tantalizing similarities invite us to explore further and delve deeper into this fascinating realm of history and culture. What are your thoughts on this fascinating topic? Do you believe these two cultures could have been one and the same? Join the discussion in the comments below and share your insights and opinions. Thank you for watching.